I'm 5 News meteorologist Danny Cassidy. It's going to be another hot one to wrap up the work week, but thankfully it'll be slightly less muggy than yesterday, but still going to feel pretty warm nonetheless. So it feels like at around 10 a.m. it will be on the warmer side and continue through about noon. You notice that feels like anywhere from the low to mid 90s across the board towards the upper 90s, especially the farther east in the river valley you go. Later this afternoon, some areas could get around 102, maybe as high as 104 in the Paris area, but many areas will be about 92 to 102. And again, some isolated areas could be a little bit over 102. Then heading into the evening, still feeling pretty warm, heading close to sunset, anywhere from about 90 to 100 by 7 p.m. And then by 10 p.m. as you go to bed, still again, feeling on the warmer side with a lot of moisture, as well as obviously higher temperatures. It's not really dropping as much as you'd like it to as you're heading to bed, or I should say maybe as you're heading outside, because it is a Friday night. Still feel like the mid 80s, especially in the river valley, upper 70s and low 80s in northwest Arkansas. Tomorrow morning will be plenty muggy, so it'll feel like the low to mid 70s. Then during the afternoon hours, going to be a little bit different. Northwest Arkansas, you notice, obviously, it's a little bit cooler usually, but a steep cutoff there from the river valley. That's because there'll be a little bit of a higher storm chance for northwest Arkansas. Those that don't see rain in the river valley could get around 100 degrees for that feels like, but most of us stay below because of an elevated rain chance. And as we head through the next 5 days, again, those rain chances will help cool us off a little bit. So again, the peak is around 92 to 102 for us today. For tomorrow, I think it'll mainly stay below 100. Some isolated spots could get to 100. Sunday and Monday, you notice it's not even there. And then Tuesday, we're back to the low triple digits because rain chances keep us much on the cooler side. I don't even know if we'll get to 95 for those heat indices. The dew points are going to be on the higher side. Once again, we'll see dew points anywhere from the upper 60s today to the low to mid 70s as we go throughout the weekend into early next week. Now today, it is going to be during the morning hours, is going to be a little more muggy, but then as we get to the afternoon, that humidity is expected to dip a little bit. We're also expecting today the return of some Saharan dust. As you're watching it, you may be noticing it out there. Again, what exactly is it? Again, it's what you'd expect. It's what the name implies. That dust, believe it or not, rises up into the upper portion of the atmosphere from the Sahara Desert, then makes its way westward across the Atlantic Ocean, the middle portions of the atmosphere, and follows a similar path that a lot of hurricanes do. And some of it does reach its way into the Gulf, and some of it does reach into Arkansas. It's nothing new, but something that happens usually during the late spring and summer times every once in a while. And it could cause irritation for those with severe asthma or severe allergies. I think a lot of it will be mostly elevated. Some of it could reach the surface to get more of that moderate air quality, which is just a tick above good. Again, not expected to be a massive concern, but those with the severe allergies and asthma should just keep note of that. And then air quality, again, could be reduced. It also provides some vibrant sunrises and sunsets. Not expected to be a wow, like picture perfect, but some oranges and reds could pop up, especially for those sunsets later today. So I'll show you what the dust looks like for us through the morning hours and into the afternoon. You notice, again, a little bit on the thicker side. You see kind of closer to that yellow, kind of in the middle of the scale, especially for areas along and south of I-40. For this evening, it will continue to stick around. So again, that sunset could be a little bit more vibrant. But then by the time we get to midnight tonight, you see the brunt of it's out of here. And by Saturday morning, we're really seeing only just a little bit of it. And then by the afternoon, it's nearly gone. So it's not going to stick around for very long. But for those today, just again, be mindful of that as you're spending time outside. Overall today, high temperatures will be in the low to mid 90s across the board with mostly sunny skies. A nice southwest breeze as well. It'll be a little bit windy at times, 10 to 15, gusts up to 25. So noticeable difference from yesterday when there's hardly any wind at all. For tonight, low temperatures in the low to mid 70s, mostly clear skies, and we'll have a light southwest wind called about maybe 5 to 10 miles per hour. We should be dry for much of the night tonight. Then things change as we head into the weekend. So for both Saturday and Sunday, we have a level 1 out of 5 risk for potentially stronger thunderstorms. With this, we maybe could see some gusty winds. The primary concern, though, is going to be the heavy rain. The front that's moving in is a pretty weak one, a cold front. Usually when you have a massive difference between cold and hot temperatures, that's when you see the cold front moving in really quickly, and you get this massive collision of hot and cold air, and you get these thunderstorms to just erupt, and it's severe. We're not expecting that. What we are expecting is we have a lot of Gulf moisture from the south, and with storms now moving very fast as it collides with that cold front, they're not the most powerful, but they're consistent, steady. And with a lot of rain we've seen over the past couple of months, especially earlier this week, we could be seeing some localized flash flooding. This is the level 2 out of 4 risk for a majority of the area on Saturday, but I think it'll be more focused, especially the farther north and west you live, especially in northwest Arkansas, as a cold front moves in from the northwest. Those storms will initiate there first, and again, could sit over some areas for extended periods of time. Then for Sunday, that rain chance continues, and that level 2 risk is for a lot of eastern Oklahoma, as well as near the Fort Smith area, and into portions of Sebastian County, as well as Scott County as well. So just be mindful of that with all the rain we've received and with this heavy rain potential, we could see some heavy rain that could cause some of that localized ponding and flash flooding. So let's go through futurecasts here over the next 36 hours. Again, as you head through the day today, not expect anything, mostly sunny skies, quiet night tonight. Again, no big deal. It's just going to be hot and humid. And as we head into tomorrow morning, here's 7 a.m. You notice that line of showers and storms developing just off to our northwest. There is going to be a line that'll form in Kansas and then make its way here. How far southeast it gets during Saturday morning is another question, but some of it could reach into northwest Arkansas and maybe into portions of the river valley, especially eastward during the early afternoon hours. Then we expect a break, but notice some redevelopment off to the west, and that eventually will make its way here later Saturday afternoon into the early evening hours. Again, notice where it's locating, starting near northwest Arkansas, but eventually making its way southeast towards the river valley during the afternoon and evening. And notice it's kind of the same areas getting hit, some pinks and reds there with meaning some heavy rain. So that's where we could see that localized flash flooding risk. Now let's zoom it out here and give you a little bit broader perspective for the rest of the weekend. So that rain chance continues. It's not as extensive in coverage Saturday night as Futurecast is showing. However, I do anticipate the potential of more rain Saturday night into early Sunday, especially again if that front kind of just sits there. We expect more rain through the overnight hours. Then maybe a little bit of a break Sunday morning before redevelopment Sunday afternoon into the evening hours. And notice how those darker greens are a little bit kind of across the board. So that rain chance a little bit more spread out on Sunday as compared to Saturday, maybe a little bit more northwest Arkansas focused. That'll continue through Sunday before Sunday night, a little bit of a break going into Monday morning. Then we do expect the return of some rain showers Monday during the day, but I think the heaviest is going to be on Saturday and Sunday as well. It's just the most likely overall. So what we're expecting through the weekend, so anywhere from about 1 inch to 2 inches the farther north and west you go, especially for our far eastern Oklahoma counties, as well as northwest Arkansas. In the river valley, for a majority of us, about maybe 1 inch or so, and then the farther east you go, far eastern northwest Arkansas, far eastern portions of the river valley, maybe about 1/2 inch to 1 inch of rainfall there through the weekend. And that's not including Monday, where we could see rainfall as well, but again, just generally speaking, that's what we're expecting for this weekend. So recap here over the next 7 days. Today, we're dry. We're breezy, gusts up to 25. Then heavy rain potential on Saturday and Sunday. Again, not expecting widespread severe weather, but that heavy rain definitely a possibility. Monday, rain chances continue. Then Tuesday, a little bit more isolated. For Wednesday and Thursday, they do taper off for us, so that will be nice. But of course, you trade off the rain and you bring the heat back, and of course that humidity is not going anywhere, especially with how humid and how rainy it has been. Now in terms of the river valley, high temperatures in the mid-90s today. Again, that peak heat index could be as high as 102 in the river valley. Rain chances not necessarily as likely tomorrow, but especially during the afternoon and evening, still could see that rain chance move through, especially during the overnight hours. Sunday, the best chance at area-wide coverage of that rainfall does cool us off a little bit. High temperatures in the upper 80s, and then again Tuesday, it does trail off before warming up in the middle portions of next week.